Hi, everybody. This is Jackie Marler, your Ask a Genealogist from the West Fargo Public Library. I'm here today to talk to you about 3 databases for genealogists to love. And these databases are usually available on the public computers at the West Fargo Public Library. But due to the pandemic, the providers of the service have allowed individual patrons of affected libraries to have the same access to them on their home computers. The main address at which to access the database suite is this, and I will be spending some time as I go through some of the basics about some of these databases and why they're valuable to you. So that address will take you to this page, and the tab that you will be using most is databases, and if you click on that, you will get your login. And how you log in is you enter your library barcode number, that's usually on the back of the card. In the top box, you input your password in the second box, and then click on Public K-12 Special Libraries Log On. And what loads is the page of the alphabetical listing of the databases. You also have options to sort by vendor or sort by category if you want to find out what kind of generally available things there are for a specific kind of database. Today, the ones that I'm going to be talking about are Ancestry Library Edition Remote Access, the Oclc Archive Grid, and Proquest News Stream. So first, I will talk about the Archive Grid. This is a representation of the first page of the Archive Grid. It comes up with a map that shows kind of where you're located. Down below is a list of locations, including all the U.S. states, Canada, Australia, all sorts of nations. And then here is the search box up here. Next page here is, I'm going to input the words Great Depression. And I also want to show you what happens when you look at North Dakota. You get five archives listed. And so then we will search, and it finds 7,188 archive descriptions that have either in the title or in the actual verbal description the words Great Depression. Now that is a large number, hard to look at for a single person. So you maybe will want to narrow it down. And here's how you can do that. You click on Summary View, and there's different categories of information. Basically today I'm going at this from a geographic idea. So I've clicked on Archive Locations. I have sorted from A to Z, and the United States, and I'm looking at North Dakota, and I see Minot. And I'm kind of curious about what the Minot Archive is. So there are actually 6 Great Depression listings for the Minot Archive. And I have clicked on the one from Shannon Odson, thinking that it might be something of interest to me. I'm looking at the description. Now there's not a lot of verbiage here on this particular one. Sometimes there'll be more in-depth listing, other names, that sort of thing. How you will work this is if you find something of interest, you have an option to either go to their web page or to contact them and see if they can make the actual individual items available to you in some fashion. Okay, so moving on, the Proquest News Stream. This has been around for several years under a different name, Proquest Newsstand. This is the search page for Global News Stream, which is this database. Large search box. It's telling you that it's contemporary news. It includes newspapers, magazines, journals, and blogs, wire service offerings. So it's quite extensive. Anyway, so what I will do here for my example is I put in my last name, they're saying here the coverage goes from 1980 to current. And these are the actual databases that are listed here. Canadian Newsstream, Global Breaking Newswires, International Newsstream, and US Newsstream. Okay, so I'm going to go on, and here's a results page. Here you can see how many total number of results there are. The largest number of these are from newspapers, and that is indeed where I want to go. I'm going to click on this and move on to an amalgamation page here. I've taken the search results filtration page. Okay, so newspapers has brought me down to 48,609 results, still way too many. So I'm looking for another one of these categories that maybe would be of help. So I am selecting obituary, and that's what's showing up here. And I have 3,350 results. That's still a really significant number for what I'm hoping to do today. So I have clicked on location down here, and this page comes up, or this little window, and you click on one that you want, and I've selected Detroit, Michigan. You apply it, and it brings up this, and you can see Detroit, Michigan here, obituary, newspapers, so it's kind of a reminder of what you actually have sorted out. And here's the obituary that was the top of the 8 that were included in that search. It tells you the paper that it's from, and it also offers you a way to hide the highlighting if you find it irritating. I think it's helpful to cut down the amount of time that you spend looking, but that's up to you as an individual operator. There are some things you can do with this information. You can print out a copy if you'd like. You can email it. You can gather the citations if you want for it. And then you can also save it as a PDF. Okay, so basically now I'm going to go to Ancestry Library Edition. And of course, you cannot argue with the significance of Ancestry Library Edition. It's 24 billion with a B records, just geared for genealogical research. Now this is the opening page. You'll see several things here. If you know you only want to look at certain year of census record, you can click that and select that right away. You can select other of the categories of records. Here is a tutorial for you on how to send records home. Other items on the bar up here that are pretty significant: the new collections, charts and forms, learning center. They have all sorts of articles about some of the record groups that maybe would be valuable to you to study. Message boards where other people have posted queries that they index and make available even years after they are mounted. Anyway, so I'm going to go on, and here is the main search engine. I have put in Søren Holmsen and a basic piece of information that he was born in Norway, born in 1859. And here's all the results for Søren Holmsen. These are the categories. So of the 6,468 research results, these are the different categories and the quantities for each that might be helpful for you to sort out on your man or your search in general. Anyway, I'm going to click on New York passenger lists and crew lists. You can see it's a reiteration of what was found. It's telling you you can view the image there. That's a good thing to know. And here is the index page. You can send the document home via email. What happens when you use that part of the service is Ancestry sets up a discovery, a My Discoveries page for that email address. You can have up to 300 of those for free. And I'm a pretty aggressive user of sending home records, and since 2014, I have only used about 100. So 300 is going to last you a good long time. Down below here is a little bit more explicit instructions about what the record is. If you have any questions, particularly that it was a microfilm, gives the microfilm numbers. It's telling you there's a line that he is on, line 25. That's a good thing to note before you go. And the ship name is Stavanger Fjord. So I'm going to click on View, and here's the first page. And here we see we're looking for line 25, and Søren Holmsen is right there. He's age 65. He's a painter, so I'm well satisfied that this is the right guy. And he has just visited his brother Holmsen in Christiania, Norway. He's going back to Minneapolis. Up in the corner, you have two options to either send it home through the My Discoveries vehicle, or since you're working on your home computer at this time, save it to this computer if you think it's a valuable record for you to have. And generally, I suggest that you want to document the items. However, the name of the file, when you download it, won't have any of this information in it, the actual record that you're looking at, and where it is, and what page it's on, and that sort of thing. So you maybe will want to, once it's downloaded to your computer, add those things for your own documentation. Then I'm going to move on. I'm going back to the research results page, and I'm going to go back to all of the results now. Okay, so I'm clicking on this, and what I've done is I've gone down the page. That's another thing that you should do to get to view other listings. But one thing I do want to point out here is Ancestry is working on a beta version of a subtractive, very similar to how the newspaper database worked, of reducing the number that you have to look at instead of this huge quantity all at once. Okay, so that's my remarks about these databases. I hope you will be happy to take the opportunity that's being offered here. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, or if you would like some one-on-one help, you're welcome to set up a time. And happy ancestor hunting, and thank you for your time.